What's up, gang? We got a serious tilt going here. Gravity is getting pulled over. I'm gonna fall off the screen. All right, am I gonna fit? One more adjustment. There we go. All right, warm up for the week of June 7th. We are going to start down in a squat. Go ahead and just kind of bounce it out. You may have noticed last week we began doing some overhead squats as part of our warm up. You'll see that again this week. We're going to use that kind of in support of our shoulders and our wrists for some snatching. You'll probably see us doing a little bit this month. So we're going to keep with it this week. So just bouncing around. The staple of every warm up. Got to get into a squat. Spend some time down here. Get nice and loose. If you want to let one knee kind of come over a toe, go up onto the balls of your feet, move around a little bit because we're gonna get movie. What does that mean? I don't know. We're gonna move around in a few different ways here that are maybe a little bit newer, but not too unfamiliar. All right, down on the ground, we're gonna do some 90-90s, or at least that's how we're gonna start. So just regular old 90 degrees. You're going to lean your chest over your shin and kind of come back to the other side. The parts I want you to focus on here in the first few reps are just good control around your hips as you transition. So imagine you're trying to move with a certain tempo and control so that your legs aren't just aimlessly flopping side to side. You're directing your legs exactly where you want to go. And then we'll do a couple where your feet are pulled in deliberately tighter. So it's less of a stretch when you lean over, but it's more of a kind of struggle through the middle, which is what we're after here. And then if anybody feels comfortable, what we want to try and do, you can use your hands if you need to, but we want to come up into a kneeling position. And then we're going to go back down. Transition to the other side. Like I said, use your hands if you need to, up into a kneeling position, back down. There's no need to push sooner than you're ready to do this without your hands. In fact, you can go with your hands forever, but I want you to go kind of from this kind of crossed position up into a kneeling position and then back down. So you can see it from the side. When I come over, I'm off to my right side, so my right hand goes down, my left hand can kind of support, and I'm just coming up onto the knee. Right hand goes down again, almost like a Turkish get up. Hook the foot, back to the other side. Nice. After we get a few of those, we're going to get a little bit of a roll back and straddle forward. Just a few of these. And then if it's feeling good, I want you to kind of combine that kneeling up position we just did on the 90 and 90s as you roll forward. So if you watch me here, I'm going to go back with my feet, and then as I come forward, I'm going to tuck one foot underneath, then the other foot's going to kind of be a little bit straightforward out there. I can use my hands if I need to, but I'm up into the kneeling position. Come back down, roll over, other side, tuck my left foot, push out the ground with my hand if I need to. We're just going to do the same idea. Roll back, come up. This is a shout out to CJ. We were doing some of these drills last week. The idea is we're taking things that are kind of classically stretches that we do in the class or warm-up drills and start to add a little bit of extra movement or maybe some patterns that you would see in normal day life. If you're on the ground, you have to get up or you have to get down to the ground. Whether that's getting up after you've been camping, in a sleeping bag on the floor, or if you're wrestling with somebody or your kids, let's just find a way to get up and down, nice and smooth. There's no need to rush or utilize momentum to get through any sticking areas. Use your hands and think control first, then add some fluidity and maybe even some speed to it. All right, after we finish those, go ahead and stand all the way up. Quick test, can you get back down and do it again? Now you don't have to do that in the class, it's kind of fun. All right, so we are going to get into a Samson stretch. So deep lunge, Try and get that back leg pretty straight. It doesn't have to be locked out, but we want to have a pretty open line from like my knee all the way up through my hips, shoulders, and then a reach up overhead, maybe even slightly leaning away from my trailing leg. This can get intense pretty quick, but do your best to breathe early on to kind of manage your body's normal reaction to kind of pull away from this position. Sink a little bit deeper into it if you can. We'll get about 30 seconds on the first side. Same thing, get into position on the second side. Try and open up through the hip first and foremost. Then you can add some length to the position and then increase the intensity by dropping down into it. Breathe into this. Nice. Pick up some PVC. Let's do this. Let's grab some dislocates. Woo! Feel a few of the push-ups from this week. You might as well. Let's get 10 dislocates. Then we're going to put the pipe into the ground, grab it with your right hand on top, kick back your right foot. We're just trying to create some length through the side of your body. So it's similar to like a Samson stretch, but now we're focusing on feeling a stretch through the lats, around the ribs. Just moving here. We're actually not moving that much, but finding kind of relatively tight areas. Do the same thing on the other side. Keep that PVC here, and let's just get some swings. We're gonna go side to side with the legs, just back and forth. Think of your leg as just a little pendulum. You just wanna let it swing, kind of use its own momentum, and then just guide it in the direction that you're looking for. This angle, at least as far as I can see on the camera, looks kind of cool. My foot looks like it just grows. Not sure if that's how it's gonna show up. Let's get about 10 of those, switch legs, do the other side. Nice. So this week we're going to keep the soccer balls at least for one more week. I want you to start off here. We'll go for about 3 minutes. To start off, same idea. We're going to kind of hold it out in front. We're going to drop it. But this time, I want you to try and just knee it back up to yourself. Again, we're just starting nice and easy. Get lots of wins. So if that means trying to do the same leg for a while, just getting the timing so that as the ball is dropping, your knee kind of meets it there in the middle to kind of pop it back up. Once it feels appropriate, we'll start to switch legs each time. And maybe take the first minute only focusing on real just basic patterns here. Maybe you want to try and catch it with just one hand, just getting a little bit of extra coordination. If it feels good and you want to try to incorporate 2 of them, think of it kind of like you would do with double unders. You don't go from getting your first one to trying to go max reps all the time. Let's just try and get 2. And maybe that even means 2 of the same or 2 alternating. Maybe I start with my left knee first. Get lots and lots of wins before increasing the complexity there. So we're about approaching 90 seconds in. Hopefully you're finding some patterns that are doable, some that are maybe a little bit of a reach. But if you want to, we can start to incorporate the feet like we had last week. So my suggestion would be to go for a knee and then kick it. Oh, come on. Knee, kick it, catch. Knee, kick it, catch. If you watch here, I'm kneeing left, kicking right. Or I'm kneeing right, kicking left. You can even knee, bounce, kick it. We're just trying to find little patterns that you're deliberate with in the beginning. You can start to freestyle later, but pick a pattern. If it's knee, bounce, kick it with the same foot, then do the same thing on your left. Knee, bounce, kick it with your same foot. off camera. Almost took somebody out. So we're doing that for 3 minutes. Very end here, 3 movements. We'll go in 3 rounds or until the timer gets up. 10 overhead squats with a PVC or a barbell, 5 to 10 dips, 5 to 10 pull-ups. If you need to modify dips to make them push-ups or assisted, that's fine. Same thing for pull-ups. If you need to make those ring rows or some sort of assisted version, go for it. But 3 rounds, 10 overhead squats, 5 to 10 dips, 5 to 10 pull-ups. Enjoy.